Welcome to my program, Bashy's Corner. We talk to people, discuss with them issues which mainstream media doesn't want or doesn't care. But we do care. Copenhagen is a small city, but with a lot of potential. It's a city where you can develop your ideas, you can do business, and if the conditions are right, even a visible person, visible minority person, can make it to the top. Today, we have invited such a person at my program. By profession, he is account manager, wanted to study at London School of Economics. He is an agent, art director, and once gallery owner in Copenhagen. Welcome to my program, Solomon Lyttle.
Thank you so much.
I'm really happy that you could make it. But before we turn to your talents and activities and the connection you have made, I want to ask you a personal question about your background.
Yeah.
Why and when did you come to Copenhagen? Why?
You know, every Dane I meet, and I love this country so much, right, asks me the same question: why did I come to Denmark? In a nutshell, I had actually been to Copenhagen 20 odd years before. And a lot, well, some of you guys who
as a tourist
know me, because I'm hard to get to know.
Yeah.
I came here actually for business 20 odd years ago.
Okay.
We were working with on a project for an advertising company, and that involved, it was actually part of the WTA, the Women's Tennis Association.
Okay.
We were the official publisher that had the job to make their magazine. You know, the Women's Tennis Association, they make this Grand Slam events. You know?
Okay.
So that was the reason why I came first and foremost.
First time.
Yeah. And then the second time was quite a sad moment in my life where my stepfather, who I was extremely close to, passed away. Now, I had come to a stage of my life, I think I was in my 30s at the time, where I'd already lost some loved ones. So I knew how it felt, but I'd never lost somebody in my arms. Somebody actually died in these two hands here. You understand? You know, I'm trying to resuscitate my father, and he passed out, went purple. So I had to experience that. And anybody who can understand my experience would understand maybe getting away from that, you know, and having a change. Hence the reason why I came to Denmark. Okay. for a change. And I'd also been headhunted by another publishing company and several other companies based in Denmark, but wanted to branch out internationally, and felt that I could do that for them.
Normally people come out of love. They fall in love with a beautiful blonde lady, and they get children and they come. But
you know, that's what I heard, a sexual refugee, some call it.
That could be.
But no, that wasn't me.
Okay. Well, you have a wide variety of interests like art and design, fashion, publishing, real estate, investing, networking. How can you manage all that in 24 hours?
Well, I tell you what, one thing, right? It doesn't matter how, I'm in my 40s now.
Okay.
You won't ever believe that, but that's just the case. Some say black doesn't crack, but that's another situation. How can I juggle that? Now, I had to face another really life-threatening situation in 2007 whilst working for a company in Denmark. Perhaps I won't mention it because we're still legally...
You don't have to mention that.
...battling. But I had an accident which totally changed my way of looking at my life and how I could now, faced with disability, because I actually have a metal plate in my spine.
Was it a car accident?
It felt like a bloody car accident, but it wasn't. It was, I had slipped down some steps. Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't drunk or anything. I was actually going about...
So you fell from the stairs?
I fell from the steps, yes. Okay. And I was going about my work duties at the time. And fell, slipped, on my spine, banging my spine a number of times, and my head. And I was told I have 3 disc prolapses. So I thought, damn, what am I going to do? I read a story by my mother's, one of my mother's friends is Morgan Freeman. Now, Morgan Freeman also had a car accident, also had, was in tremendous amounts of pain. And I could relate it to what I was going through at the time. So,
a very great man to relate to.
Absolutely. Well, because my mother's always, and father, are always encouraging me to instill in my mind that whatever happens to you, providing you're still breathing, your brain's still ticking, you can always create change, right?
So that is why you went into different professions?
Absolutely. Well,
why not focus on one?
Well, in fact, my whole, the way, I've heard this before, why not focus on one? I do focus on one, and that oneness is my network. Now, my network is extremely diverse. We have one thing in common, and you know what that is?
No.
We all love to go to the best, finest resorts.
Okay.
We all love to live in the same beautiful houses. We all aspire to have a Maserati or whatever, yeah? So we have common differences. So if I thought to myself, okay, if I could utilize or put this network together, find out their needs and assist them with their needs. And also, in terms of me studying various markets, various industries, I should say, which I do consistently during the year. I study all different types of the leading industries.
So it means that we can call you a brand strategist.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Indeed,
and you have a lot of 20 years plus experience of...
or more, yes, absolutely.
Or more in developing marketing strategies, which is you, according to your life, that is based on understanding the customer, understanding the market,
That's it. Yeah.
and profitable business opportunities. So tell us, what is a brand strategist?
Well, somebody who is able to, I would like to say somebody who is able to get a brief or listen to a presentation, i.e. the client's needs, and build a strategy for that client.
To suit it.
To suit it, yeah. Another common goal that every single brand, doesn't matter, every single industry, they all are in business to make money. They all serve the purpose, which again is a common value for all companies that I face. That's why I'm so diverse, because...
But Solomon, Copenhagen is too small for a talented person like you. Why not New York or London or Paris?
Well, I can say this, that number one, what attaches me here is my son. I have a son here. That is another situation.
Story. We'll talk about that.
So that is my main attachment to Denmark. And I must say that Denmark has always seen, I've always seen Denmark as a gem, a jewel of Europe. I've always seen it. 28 years ago, I've seen Denmark as the jewel in Europe.
Okay.
You know,
opportunities.
Absolutely. You know, it's. However, there are some challenges. Like I've traveled the world, and I've seen similar challenges that we face in Denmark. I say we. That's collectively both immigrant, expat, local. You know, and that's the mindset of most.
Some of your friends say that you can connect brands with the most influential online stars across Europe, plus your private network is huge, like you said. Is everything you do digital or also personal? Oh,
it's also personal. Every month, twice a month. Basically, I'm the head ambassador for Internations.
Yes, sir.
German organization, biggest in the whole world, right? the area that I look after is Denmark. I look after...
Because you're based here.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
I look after over 16,000 expats.
Yeah.
These are considered 25 to 50 plus year olds, highly educated with top jobs and above average income. So I get to hang out with CEOs, presidents, ambassadors, diplomats, or people that work in these places, and government officials and this type, and of course your brand your brand manager, your company owner, etc. And we, technically speaking, we every month we make these events where I have about 150 to 200 people meet up, share ideas. It's grown in size since.
So you are ambassador of Internation.
That's correct. And yes, indeed. Yeah.
I know that you do a lot of activities, but what kind of activities you prefer?
My preference is really the event planning for internations and building myself also a community of global minds.
But when I look at your Facebook, and because then I can see that your activities mostly are dinners, dance parties, fun trips, chick flicks. Any special reason for this?
Well, I've always learned that when you're marketing something, right, everybody loves, even girls love to look at girls, right? Guys love to look at girls, and girls love to look at girls as well.
But isn't it male chauvinism?
Well, it could be seen as male chauvinism, but then, if you look at Vogue, right?
Yes.
What do you see in Vogue? Yeah, I see what I project in images like one would see in Vogue. When you open up Vogue, you see glossy, beautiful looking people, guys and girls. But
you also do artist promotion in Denmark, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Because also,
is it more important than having parties?
Well, no. You see the link there again with the corporate world and the art world.
Yeah.
It's so linked. The corporate world call art culture, and they invest millions. Did you not know that?
They buy, yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
they have the money to buy art.
Exactly. Okay. And they spend the most to keep art alive. I've got to say, I've been dealing with artists for many years, and I've.
You also had a gallery, no?
That's correct. Yeah, I started with. They say Denmark's first. They call me a number of things. They call me. I'll say the good things first. We'll forget about the bad things because we only deal with.
I'll ask you later.
You can ask that later. But they say that I am considered the first black British-born serious art dealer in the whole of Scandinavia.
Wow.
Now, when I heard that, I was like, my God, are there no other people of color, dealing with Picassos and, all of these large names that...
I've lived here 46 years. I didn't meet anybody before I met you.
That's what I was told. So it's rather flattering in one way, but in another way, there's so many me's in London, Paris, New York, that, I wouldn't stand out as much as I do here. That's why I love it. And, I must confess, the part of...
Because here you are somebody.
Well, I think I've always been somebody. However, I stand out a lot more here.
Okay.
I can get the point across a lot easier here, even though there's been challenges than other places.
Is it because that stand out that in 2009 you were accused by journalist Camilla Stockman of newspaper Politiken in October 2009 in an article where it says, art company lying, lying and lying. You call the article frivolous, unjust and racist. How come?
Well, because it wasn't just myself that called the
you got
article. Sorry?
You got angry?
Well, I mean, one would get upset with reading frivolous, stuff like that. But I mean, when I actually wrote a reply.
It's funny. You can you can just tell me.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I was gonna.
No problem.
I actually said to these guys, I said, look, how many people in Europe, Scandinavia, being a Jamaican man that has married a white Danish and had a mixed race child, have had their personal life, and it was my personal life, because when many people read this article, right, they wrote to me, people that I didn't even know. Even I took a trip to Lauritz.com, one of the biggest auctioneers in Denmark or something, online people. A chap, I went there for completely, just to pick up an item. And I remember distinctly a chap walking over to me, said to me, "Is your name Solomon E. Lyttle?" I said, "Yes." He said, I feel for you. Please don't stop doing what you're doing. Not everybody believes in the nonsense that the journalist. And can I just ask you a personal question, Solomon? What's that? I asked him. Did you try to, was it something, because when I read it, it seems like such an attack, a personal attack on somebody who is bringing life and creating life to an almost, the art world here is a little bit like, it's not as glamorous as we have it in London. When you have an art show, it's, you have all the stars coming. When you have an art exhibition in London, it's like a glamorous affair, There's a lot of lights shone on the artist. So all I did was take a model that was already working, model that was a business model that was already working, incorporated it, identified a need. So I was married at the time, we'd already done our research with the Royal Academy here to learn that when these students graduate, where can they go? Do they have talent scouts coming to their graduation days? No, they didn't. They didn't have agents coming and saying, "Hey, look, I'm going to give you an opportunity." They didn't have that. So that's what I put in place, and it obviously pissed off some galleries because I was too competitive, perhaps.
Is it because of your ethnic background?
And it's definitely because of my background. Oh my God, it is, absolutely. But I'm proof, living proof, to show, to show anybody that, one, you can turn your life around, and this ridiculous article that we are, I won't go totally into it because we are still going through legal grounds
after so many years.
Yes, indeed, yes, against Politiken, because still to this day they still have not taken it off their website.
So it has had consequences for you?
Yes, it's lost me so much work. After my accident, I was told, no, you can't work again, right? You can't work, you can't do this, you can't do that.
In Denmark?
That's what I was told, yeah. Because, I had back surgery.
I understand.
Yeah.
Let's get back to your organization, Internation, because it's very interesting. The question is that, or the membership, is there any criteria for membership, or you only take rich and the beautiful?
No. The greatest thing about Internations, and I regard that as slightly separate from my network. My network is a very particular type.
I'm talking about where the ambassador.
Internations, as an ambassador of Internations, it's there for everybody. However, it is a private network, number one.
You have to
be invited. It is by invitation. And it's that way because, it's known for a place, Internations is a place where people can trust.
Of course.
Can trust it, They're not just taking in any and anybody.
So it's like have fun, meet new people, friends, and enjoy.
Well, there's a
make
number.
Networking also.
Yeah, well, I mean, they also lead generate, yeah? They also talk about and explore new opportunities.
Naturally.
Don't people want new opportunities. Do you know what I mean? And that's another area in Denmark that we found that, you know, look, I've been doing this. In the beginning, I started doing it. It was 5,000 people, right? In 2012, I took the reins after being invited by Internations to run Copenhagen, you know, community. And what I basically did, I noticed that there was a divide between, you know, international people and locals. Sometimes locals wouldn't go to the internet, and sometimes the international people would feel scared to go to the Danish local networking thing. So what I did, I put them together. I put, you know, all of my cool Danish friends who want to get further in life. I said, hey, don't you like to go to New York? Don't you like to go to India? Don't you like to go to China? Yes, Solomon, I do. Yeah. Hasn't your business branched out in these areas? Yep. Then
come there.
Yeah. Don't you want to lead generate?
You say that your work is to open minds of people, help emerging artists and create an experience for the visitor. Have you succeeded in your goals?
Oh my God, yes. You know, I can honestly say, I still can't believe it. I feel like a little child, right? I took a massive chance, you know, overstepped the Yenda law thing and all of that bullshit. Forgive me. Sorry, I'm not allowed to cuss, am I? Anyway, and took an artist that I believed could be a star. Yeah. Now this lady had never ever really sold any works before. And my wife and I, at the time, we were married. I was married at the time. We started a company called The Ivy. It was named after my grandmother, Ivy Mackenzie, who got me into the art thing and fashion as well. And I made a star. I mean, you can ask the girl today, Mari Quito. She gives so much thanks to myself, who opened doors. I simply used my network to inspire them.
Her.
Absolutely.
Talking about opening mind, I want to be a little bit more political with you. When you talk about open mind and hearts, do you feel that Danish society in general is open towards black and ethnic minorities?
Well, yes and no. I believe just as the English are, I see the Danes as I see British people. You know, there are some who have open minds, and there are others that have extremely closed minds. Yeah. And I see that there's a growing number of closed minds. If I were a black Islamic man, you understand?
Like me?
Yes, then I would see more closed minds. If I had a big beard and, you understand, you know?
Okay.
So yes.
As a black and minority person, how do you feel about N-word? You see this article.
No, they can't use
there
that
has
word
been
with me.
all the time debate.
Yeah,
some politicians have gone on record saying that they don't care, they want to use this word. This word has been used for decades, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's okay to use this word?
I absolutely detest this word. I detest it. You know, for me, it brings back so many of those memories that I've want to forget. You know, the memories of my childhood growing up in London, a very racist London in the 70s, being called, I won't even repeat the name.
No, N-word, yeah? Everybody knows.
Right, the N-word, yeah. So when I come to this country, and I'm described, even going back to this this article, Politican, the way how the girl, Camilla Stockman, the way how the girl describes me, yeah, it has so many references to this word, nigger, you know.
And you being black.
Absolutely, and me being black. And my style and the way how I dress, she really goes meticulous into this. And again, it refers me back to some of those that believe in this country because of education. It's still in the dictionary.
Yeah, it is, and they don't want to remove it.
And they're not wishing to remove it.
I asked you a question in the early interview. And I want to repeat that as a ethnic and black person, what do you find in Denmark the best? Let's take the best first, and the worst.
Well, the best thing I love about Denmark is going back to the fact that it is a gem. Yeah?
It's very peaceful,
it's a gemstone. It's a gemstone in terms of, you know, one has to create one's own opportunities.
True.
You know?
True.
But I see so many opportunities here. I see tremendous amount. Being from London, seeing what I've seen from you do the mathematics. From I've lived through so many subcultures. Yeah, some of the most important, I hasten to say, subcultures. Whether you regard punk rock, skinheads, ska, reggae, rap music, yeah, you can't. Nobody on this planet can say that this did never exist and has never had an influence on our societies today. What I see happening in London.
No, let's get back to Copenhagen.
Yeah, and Copenhagen is very similar. So I see the
similarities.
Similarities. So
I
see
then
that.
What is the worst part?
The worst thing is that I was just about to say that it's behind, you know, with so many things.
Behind the smile and behind the niceness.
No, just you know, behind in terms of the way forward. You know, like they're still using the word nigger, for instance. That to me is behind. Okay. You understand? Behind in that way. You know.
So you mean that the society should move forward?
Absolutely, man. Come on, we're all in it together. We all, you know, cut my skin, cut your skin. We're all the same. You understand? Black. We're all God's children. You know what I'm saying?
With this beautiful, you know, message, we're all God's children, and under this there's red blood.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm sure that our viewers have listened to Solomon with his very cosmopolitan story. Until next time, take good care of yourself.